Anyway, I bit the bullet and I bought something that's in here. It says perishable. So, let's see what we have.
First of all, I'm looking at my future boss.
Future boss?
Abby. She is supervising as always. And there's
Okay.
the old boss.
Right. Yeah. Okay.
Oh, all right.
Technical difficulty number 1. This system has been up and running for a long time.
Out of service. Been out of service for a long time.
Yeah, this system's been out of service. We need to start. Turn it off, stop recording, and then start recording again. Great.
You ready?
Uh-huh.
All right.
Hi.
Here.
Hey everybody, this is Anita from Homestead Evolution. Today,
This is Homestead Evolution. We've been struggling with this video. So, here we go. Take 6,400. Anyway, we got mealworms. We ordered mealworms.
we ordered mealworms.
So, we're using our old mealworm hutch here that we had. So, I'm going to zoom down.
I call it a system. He calls everything that's living in something a hutch. Okay, now this is the way this system works. Let's just put this back in here. When I have beetles, I put the beetles in here. It has a screened bottom, and what that allows is for the eggs to fall into the next bin. It's marked eggs 1. It's the same thing. The little small worms, once they hatch, they fall through the screen and they go into the nursery. This nursery is a solid bottom, okay? Once the worms get to a certain size, I will put them down here in the growing. Now this one's also a screened bottom.
Because we want the frass to fall
Because
through.
we want the frass to fall through.
Which is worm poop, by the way.
And go into here. Now, I haven't used my frass from last year. Actually, how long has it been? It's been 2 years since we had mealworms. And what we do is we bring it over here. So what I have right here, I'm gonna bring that camera over.
What I have is frass.
What I have casings from where the worms had sloughed their skin there and turned into a pupa. And all of this is what's called frass. It's worm castings, only it's made by a mealworm. And I'm really thinking about taking this and mixing it into my seed starter mix to
Why
see
not?
what happens.
Hey, what?
There's some dead beetles left over in here,
Protein for the plant.
but that's
look
what
at
you get. And the reason we're doing this is in these times that we're having right now, you know, you got to make a supplemental feed. So we chose to do mealworms, and I'll show you how to set this thing up.
Yes, because we got oatmeal,
Yeah.
leftover oatmeal.
So where I'm going to put these is in the growing section.
Smells good.
And we had some technical difficulties, and I had to put screen in here.
Because who doesn't have just old screen laying
Yeah, we
around?
had, well, it was a brand new roll. I don't know where it came from, but it was in the house.
Who just has screen laying around? A homesteader has screen laying around for some purpose.
Okay. They eat oats. This is what they turn into that frass. I give them oats and carrots, potatoes, apples.
Moisture.
I'm gonna snap this in half
Okay.
because I may start both because I think I ordered 2,000 worms.
You did.
So you take this carrot, and what you do is you put your carrot in your bedding and you cover it up.
Yep.
They'll get in there and they'll eat that, and that's their moisture. They don't need any water. All they need is the moisture. You can use potato, you could use apple.
No citrus, I don't
No
think.
citrus.
No citrus.
Okay, so let me set up the other one just in case
We have too many.
I ordered 2,000.
I don't know if they're all in one there.
They're all in one bag. Had the same problem with this one. The screen was ripped, so
it was a plastic screen we had bought, and it just had holes and so forth in it. So we had a metal screen laying around.
Yep. And
So we used it.
It's just going to sit in here. The weight of the worms and the oats are going to keep that screen in the bottom. And if they don't, they're just going to fall through into the frass bucket. It'll be all right.
And the one thing is, they don't try to escape. They don't.
No.
They always burrow. They want to get away from the light.
They burrow away from the light, and this is just an old paper towel roll. You can use toilet paper rolls. You can use egg cartons.
Egg cartons. Anything.
Not plastic egg cartons,
No.
but
Anything like pulp cardboard.
pulp cardboard. Whoops, sorry. I got a little up close and personal for a minute. Okay, let's see what we have in here. Use his knife. Tito gave Abby a stick.
Abby. Yeah.
Now hear that gunfire? I've got a neighbor over here on 200 acres that likes to waste a lot of ammo. He's been doing that for 3 days.
Alright, so there's our worms.
Alright, here's our worms.
Where'd we get them from?
And we got them, evidently, he's moved up in the world, because last time I ordered them, I didn't get a bag.
Like that.
No, they were wrapped in newspaper in a plastic baggie.
So, what is it? Is it Uncle Jim's?
Uncle Jim's worm plot.
Alright.
Now,
I'll leave a link below.
he gave the instructions.
Instructions.
I'll take a picture of this. That's a nice little bag.
Yeah, it is.
Woo!
Whoa, okay.
There they are.
Hold on.
Alright.
Let me come over here and we see them inside the bag. Oh, yeah. Alright.
They are moving around like crazy.
Well,
Here's their paper.
it's basically food.
Right. Alright, let's see what we have. Basically, you're just knocking these guys off. Now, we have meat chickens. I haven't done the video yet, but it's coming. We've got a lot of footage that we haven't done yet because we've just got so many things going. But the footage is coming.
Well, it's sort of like with, you got a lot of irons in the fire, and plus everything going on in the world. It's a little crazy.
Right. This is an alternative food source for the birds. We don't ever want to give them 100% mealworms.
Yes.
So with that, we're going to have some supplemental stuff here. I'm just going to get all the paper out.
Okay. Well, I'll save this in the bag.
Now, come here. I want you to hear something. We're going to wait till this car is gone and see if we can hear this. Can you hear that? That's the sound of the worms moving around in that paper. Alright, here we go. I'm going to dump these. And then we'll dump some over here.
Oh, focus here.
I'm going to have to get in here and get the rest of these out of his bag. Now, what we're going to let these do, there's a couple dead ones in here. The dead will stay on the top, of course, because they're not burying down, and I'll get them off later. But what we're going to do is we're going to let these sit and grow. Now, when they turn into a pupa, then I'm gonna let these guys go ahead and pupate and turn into beetles. Mm-hmm. Maybe not all of them, but probably about half of them. I'll let them go ahead and get to the beetle stage. Once these pupate, we'll put them into the nursery. Once they turn into a beetle, we'll bring them down here. This is screen bottomed, okay? When they lay an egg, as they move back and forth through the oats, those eggs will drop down into here, okay? This is also screened bottom. So when those eggs hatch and turn into worms, they'll drop down into here. Okay? So now the cycle is starting over again. As they pupate, they'll go to the nursery, turn into a beetle, the eggs will drop, then they will hatch, the worms will drop, because they're so tiny, they'll drop through that screen down here into the growing bin. And this one is also screened, so the fresh drops into here. That's the cycle. It's very easy. There's no lids. I'm going to keep it in the house.
Yep. We'll keep it in the house. They don't
I've never had a worm in the house. I've never had a beetle in the house. The thing that I have to do.
Remember to feed them.
No, not remember to feed them. The thing that really we have to do is this thing right here. This mongrel. That mongrel right there. He likes to eat mealworms. I have to watch him because if he out in the basement, he'll go straight to the mealworm bin and start eating the mealworms. I don't know why, but he does. So.
They're not yours.
Yeah.
Don't be eating them. Don't give me that look.
There you go. They're all out.
What it is, it's Uncle Jim's Worm Farm.
They're out of Pennsylvania.
Okay, we'll leave the link below. If we have a coupon code, we will put it in the link below if we have one.
We don't.
But we may. We'll call and talk to them. Say, hey, you know, we're doing a spot on YouTube. We're putting you out there. Can you have a coupon code for our subscribers? So it never hurts to ask.
Is there a phone number?
Yes, there is a phone number. Let me get this up. So, like I said, it never hurts to ask, so we're going to ask. I don't know if this is making the video, but anyway.
All right.
All right, so we'll catch you later.